Good morning. Hopefully this shows up and sounds okay. I'm going to show in 3 parts the Arcana Iris Sacra. This will look clearer later, by Tina Gong. It's a Thoth deck, matte cardstock with gold foiled back. And there is a free app with it if you like apps. This comes in something that looks like a book, which I'll show this clearer later. But that's the box, and that's what I'll be showing. And there's the cards. And in the background there, over my shoulder, is a painting by a loved one. And beside that is Tina Gong's book, Tarot. Now, a little caveat with the book, don't buy the Kindle one because it's like a PDF that shows 2 pages at once, so it's hard to read, I thought. And a little ambience back there with a fire, even though this is like a 70-degree day. But anyway, let's get to the thumbnail first. Here's the thumbnail for this video, and you can see it's the Arcana Iris Sacra. I'm trying a new microphone in a new way, so hopefully that's working. And this is really 3 parts to this video. So here comes part 1, and I'll try to be quiet in case there's talking during it, which I think there is. This is a single card flip through back into the box. So here goes. Good morning. This is a flip-through, single card flip-through, part 1 here of me showing the Arcana Iris Sacra by Tina Gong. So that's the thumbnail for this video. Let me get rid of that, and hopefully it will show the box with the little book there on the side so you know what this is. And I'll put the cards in one at a time, but first I want to show a card from this deck relative to a card from another deck, a typical Lo Scarabeo, the Crystal Tarot card, and that's the difference. It's about the same height, but the Lo Scarabeo cards are wider. So there's that. Here's the first card. Also, on another note, this is a companion deck to go with this particular deck that's more astrological. The Claves Astrologica de Iris Sacra, also by Tina Gong. So let's get to flipping through. First I'll lay down the back, which hopefully shows up clearly. I think it is. Let me check. Yep. Okay, so let's go. Here's the Fool. Let's see, is that pretty clear? I could zoom in a little bit, I suppose, now that you've seen at least the inside of the box. Later I'll show the outside of the box. So let me try to zoom in a little bit. Let's see, yeah, it looks pretty good. So there's the Magus. This is a Thoth deck, so I won't pretend to be an expert in Thoth. But that would typically be the other decks, the Magician. Here's the Priestess. The Empress. And then in part 2, I'm trying a new format. In the part 2 of this, I'll show them all in the normal layout where they're beside each other. And then in part 3, I'm going to show one of the spreads from the book so you can see what they look like after shuffling and a spread. Here's the Emperor. Hierophant. The Lovers. So that would be what is normally the first row of the majors. Well, no, this would be the last card in the first row. Chariot. Here's what they call Adjustment, or could be called Justice, I suppose. Hopefully that shows up better. The Hermit. Let's see if I can make some more light. And it whether that helps or not is the question. I think I would have to go over here. Sorry if that jiggled everything. Let's see if that's better. That's a little better. Sorry about the jiggle. Here comes card 10, Fortune. Sometimes the Wheel of Fortune. There's Lust. Here's the Hanged Man. Here's Death. Here's Art. Here's the Devil. Here's the Tower. The Star. The Moon. It's a nice moon. The Sun. And then there's kind of, instead of Judgment, it's the Aeon. And then instead of the world, it's the universe. Okay, so that was the major arcana. And now we'll do the minors quickly. I guess this is the wands, Ace of Wands. Two of Wands. There's a keyword there at the top. That's interesting. Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Five of Wands. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. 10 of Wands. Instead of Page, Knight, Queen, King, we have Princess of Wands. We have Prince of Wands. Queen of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. And in case I didn't point it out already, you can see the edges are gilded in gold color. Hopefully. And this is kind of embossed on the back. You can sort of feel the gold inlay there if I'm showing it on camera. Right there. You can kind of feel it. So here comes the next suit. They're calling chalices or cups. It's the Ace of Chalices. The Two of Chalices. Three of Chalices. Four of Chalices. Five of Chalices. Six of Chalices. There's the 7. There's the 8. There's the 9. There's the 10. Here's the Princess of Chalices. The Prince. The Queen. And the Knight. Hopefully I didn't say King last time. There's the next suit, which is Swords. Ace of Swords. The 2. The 3. The 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. The Princess. The Prince. The Queen. And the Knight. So now we have what they're called disc, which otherwise might be pentacles. And notice the 666 in the center of this one. This is the Ace of Disc. The 2 of Disc. The 3. The 4. 5. 6. 7. 8, 9, 10, the princess, the prince, the knight, the queen. This got out of order, I think. It was all right. The queen and the knight. So that ends part 1. I'll see you for part 2. Welcome back. That was the end of part 1. I'll also ask, what do you think of this new format for anyone who's watching? And because I might continue it. It means a little bit more effort for me, but not a lot more. I mean, you know. And I don't think it makes the video way too long, maybe a little bit too long. But again, that's the book by Tina Gong on tarot back there, and 3 new tarot decks I got, which I can talk about some other time. But let's go on to part 2, which is where I show them the way that I've been showing them. None of this is new on YouTube for people who show or review tarot decks, but I'm just thought I would try something different for me. So here goes part 2, where they're laid out the way I normally like to do them. Here we go. Good morning again. Here is part 2 of this video for the, put the box in there, the Arcana Iris Sacra by Tina Gong. This I'm just trying to show as many cards beside each other as possible, the way I used to and still do. But that's the box that came in. So you can see it has the ribbon, has these nice little corner protectors made of some sort of metal-like substance. It's made to look like a book that would go on a shelf. It is much bigger than its companion deck, which is about astrology, the Clava's Astrologica de Iris Sacra, also by Tina Gong. And when we open it up, that's what the inside looks like. You probably saw that in part 1. So let's get the box out of the way here. And this is, whoops, something got moved. Lust got moved. Anyway, there we go. And here's the Fool card. Here's what the backs look like. Try to angle it so you can see that this is embossed. You can kind of feel it, but not very much. The edges are gold, as you've seen in part 1. That's the Fool card compared to a card from the Crystal Tarot, a typical low Scarabeo card. Same height, basically. The low Scarabeo is that much wider. So I'll get that out of there. Put the Fool back. And there's the Major Arcana, the 3 rows of 7. It's a nice moon. Here's the book, if I didn't say that already. It's just a fold-out book. And you got quick meanings for the, like no sentences, just, you know, phrases for each of them. There is you can download the free app for this, which is helpful because it has more information. There's even like a little tutorial if you're new to tarot. And I think in a part 3, I'll do this Celtic Cross tarot spread, but not a reading, just so shuffle the cards so you can see them all laid out beside each other, that sort of thing. So let's put that out of the way. And I got to get this out of the way so I can bring in the suits. Jostling stuff around. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring in our first suit, which is the Wands. I think I knocked a card over. Let's see if I can get this on there first. Kind of cover up the majors so you can see the wands a bit better. There we go. Let's see. I'm a little off still. Let's zoom in some if I can. There we go. Let's see what it looks like with a light on instead of just sunshine. So I think I'll leave the light on there for a little bit. And bring in the next suit, which is blown all over. Comes what she calls the suit of chalices or cups. There we go. A little angly problem there. I'm just looking at them and notice the difference: princess, prince, queen, knight. But you're used to that if you're into Thoth. I'm not. Here come the swords. I imagine some folk might not like that the colors are muted. I kind of like it. It's well done. Looks nice. Last but not least is what she calls the discs, which are, pentacles. Notice that's 666. That's interesting. Oops, I got it off again. Okay, so that was the show of all the cards laid beside each other in suits and majors for the Arcana Iris Sacra. And I'll be back for part 3, where I'll do a spread from the book, probably the Celtic Cross, since it's in there. So with that, I will see you shortly. Hello again. Welcome back. So we're going to go on to part 3, which is me laying down shuffled after much shuffling, laying down cards to match the Celtic Cross tarot spread that's shown in the book. But I just do them upright immediately instead of laying them turned over and then turn them over, because it's not really reading. It's just another part to this to show how the cards look together, and in this case, in use. So here we go with part 3. I'll be back shortly. Good morning again. This is part 3 of something new I'm trying. I'm just going to lay down some cards in one of the spreads from the book for the Arcana Iris Sacra by Tina Gong, that you see there with its little companion astrology deck, I guess you could say. This is a version of the Celtic Cross she has in the book here. And I'm not going to do a reading or anything. I'm just going to lay them down after they've been shuffled. There's the deck. Been shuffled, and I won't turn them over as I go. I'll just turn them upright as I put them down. And try to fit this in here. So that's 1. That'd be 2. 1 is the 7 of discs. It's got keyword failure. 2 is 10 of chalices. 3 goes over here. That's the 2 of wands. 4 goes over here. That's the Prince of Swords. I think they're just showing up. The sun is really bright, so they might look a little washed out. 5 is the 2 of Swords. I said Prince of Swords, I hope. And the 6th position is the 9 of chalices. So it looks like this kind of fits. It's probably not real clear. So sorry about that, but not much I can do about the sun there. The Knight of Discs in the 7th position. In the 8th position is the Ace of Wands. See if I can overlap these so they fit. And here's the 8 of chalices in the 9th position. I got to overlap a little bit more, sorry. And in the 10th position is lust, the 11th card in the major arcana. So we have one major in here in the 10th position. And she goes on to explain in this example for this particular kind of Celtic cross. It says traditional, but there are options. You know, that it's the past, the future, the conscious, the unconscious, the coherent, the environment, the hopes and fears, and the outcome. This would be the outcome. But that's part 3 of showing the Arcana Iris Sacra by Tina Gong, which is right there, which I hope shows up. So with that, I will say peace. Well, it looks like I'm back again. So I just wanted to say, let me know your thoughts about in comments or however, email, whatever, what you think of videos to have 3 parts like this. I will try really hard once this is done to review it and put in links in the description and the first pinned comment, they call them, so that you can find the 3 parts and just watch whatever part you want to watch to look at the deck. Other than that, I guess I'm supposed to always say like and subscribe, but I look at it this way. Everybody knows how to like. Everybody knows what they like. Everybody knows that giant red subscribe button, so why should I have to say that? So, but with that, I wish everyone peace and happiness and enjoy during these times. Peace.